This is Carl at National RV Detroit, and I'm going to walk you through your 2018 Flagstaff Microlight Model 25 BRDS. Okay, I'm at the door side of the trailer working towards the rear here. So you have this pull-out sink and range top, plus a 110 AC refrigerator. Now you have to plug your cooktop in, so you get this hose here. Let me see if I can focus on it for you. It's got a male end on it that comes down here, and you can see you have a quick connect fitting there, so you're just going to pull that collar back, push the male in there, let it go, and it'll lock, and then this little valve handle you turn towards the front to turn it on. Okay. You got a power awning with LED. This is the service panel for your refrigerator. This condensation hose should always be hanging out so it drains to the outside of the trailer. We've got a TV bracket, antenna out, and power to hang a TV. Outside speakers. This is the vent for the range hood. If you can see, there's a tab right there on each side. You can push up on those and it'll spring the baffle open. So when you're using the vent, you want to open the baffle so it flaps freely and vents correctly, but otherwise you're going to keep it shut like that. Okay? This is your LP line for your grill. Let me get it in the camera here. This works the same as the one under the trailer. You pull this back, put the male in there, let it go, and then turn it on like that. The grill will hang here, and also you get a utility table with this. Also, this is the water heater here. It works on gas and electric. Now there's a switch here, just so you know, off and on. This just operates the heating element that's behind this cover here, so be aware that that's there. Okay, moving along. This is your hitch. We will show you how that works, but if you need to refresh your memory when you're traveling the first few times you use it, whatever, you can always go to Husky Centerline online and look at their hookup videos. They got good videos, and you can refer back to that. Okay, this is your tabletop here that I told you about. You hang that on the side of the trailer. It's just a utility table. You have a crank right here for your stabilizer jacks, one on each corner. You can also use a 3/4 inch socket on a drill, like many people use. Okay, put this away. There should be another crank here. I just saw it. Oh, right here. This crank here is for the tongue jack. In case it fails, you can pull this little cap out of the top. Let me see if I can get a good angle. So there you go. You can pull this cap off, put the crank in there, and crank it manually if you need to, just to get yourself out of trouble. All right. So, let me see what else we got in here. This is just this is the bag your cord would normally go in. Your cord is out right now. I think that's it for here. This is your dump hose, obviously, that comes with it. Alright, so this is just a hookup for if you were to buy a solar panel to charge your battery. This is wired to the battery, so you would just plug it in here and you can charge your battery up a bit. You've got a deep cycle marine battery here. Like I mentioned, you've got a power tongue jack. Let's see if I can get this off one-handed here. Hold on, please. I'm going to have to move my phone so I can't focus it. There we go. Okay. So you got two 30-pound tanks. This is an automatic changeover regulator. This is not a tank selector. It'll change over automatically. It'll draw this one down, then this one, back and forth. But this is just an indicator, a gauge. You point this marker at the tank you want to check. If it's green, there's gas in it. If it's red, there's not. You also have a kill switch on this trailer, which is right there. That's just to turn the battery on and off for when you put it in storage, okay? Otherwise, if it's not in storage, you're going to leave that on. Alright, so this is the fill for the freshwater tank, the onboard tank. Now, normally you're just going to use city water, but some of the older campgrounds or more rustic ones don't have city water on the site, so you have to fill the tank first. Some have a fill station, some you have to fill before you get there. But you can fill your tank right there, and then there's an electric pump inside that'll pressurize it and pump the water. So you can still use the sink and the shower and the toilet, even if you don't have plumbing on the campsite. Okay, we've got just more storage here and here. slide out is in at this point, obviously. So this is the city water connection. Okay. You're going to hook the hose up and you're going to turn it on and you're all set to go. 9 times out of 10 this is what you're going to use. If not, you're going to use the fill for the fresh water tank like I told you. But if you have this, you don't have to think about any fresh water tank or pump or anything. This is just hook it up and go. Now this is just an inlet to winterize the trailer. It's something you'll have to learn about. Basically, you're going to have to go to the other side of this hose. The hose that attaches to this will go to the water pump. So you're going to have to switch a valve. The valve will either have the water pump draw from this inlet here or from the fresh water tank. What you do is you're going to hook a hose onto here. You have to make it up yourself, and it has to reach down far enough to go into a gallon of antifreeze. Then you'll turn on your pump after you've selected this port with the switch with the valve, and you're going to draw the antifreeze out of it and pump it through the system. You have to always remember that you have to bypass the water heater first. There are bypass valves on the back, so you never let antifreeze get into the water heater or leave a really foul taste that won't go away. Okay, cool. And this, okay, let me get, this is just a sink or an outside shower for hosing things down. Okay, so you've got gray tank here, or gray tank valve here, black tank valve here. The black tank is toilet water and waste. The gray tank is sink and shower water. So basically you're gonna pull this one out. You already have your hose on here and it's going to the dump station. You dump it, and then you're going to come over here and you're going to dump the gray. The reason you do that because the gray water is cleaner than the black water, so it'll help wash the hose out. Then after you've done that, you'll close your gray, but you leave your black open. All right, and you leave your black open so you can use the black tank flush, which is right here. You'll hook the hose at the dump station right to here. And the black tank has jets inside. It'll spray the inside of the tank, clean it out really good, clean off the sensors, so it's a good thing to do. That's just cable and satellite through to the entertainment area. You have a ladder on the back. You have to inspect the roof on this trailer and every other trailer basically 3 times a year, once in the spring, once in the fall, once in the middle of the summer. You go up there, you can walk up there, no problem. You'll check all the sealant to make sure there's no cracking or separating anywhere, paying special attention to corner areas. And sometime when you're up there, you're going to see some separation starting, and so you have to get that taken care of, either by yourself or someone else. But just make sure you use the proper lap sealant, which is called Dicor, and you clean it really good before you put it on. Okay, but you got to inspect the roof of the trailer. Every trailer ever made is like that. This housing is pre-wired. It means it's pre-wired for a backup camera. This takes a Furrion camera. If you buy one, it has to fit into that housing. But it's pre-wired. As soon as you turn on your running lights, it'll activate the camera so you can see backing up or going down the road. We do sell the cameras here. You can talk to our parts people if you're interested. All right, so let's go inside. Have to make sure we got enough room for the slide to go out. That's something you're going to have to do also. Let me move this here so I can get it out of the way for you. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the slide out, but I'm going to really keep an eye on it. So I'm going to go down here, to the control panel, out. You should have enough room, but you always want to be careful. When it gets all the way out, it'll start ratcheting, which is what you want to hear. Let me look out the window here to make sure we're not getting too close. We're getting pretty darn close. Let me go a little farther. Okay. Okay, that's going to be it. I'm not going to go out any farther with it because I'm pretty darn close to the next trailer, so I'm just going to be err on the side of caution here. Okay. All right, so your power awning switch is right next to it. You can extend it this way. Just going to roll it out, if you can see that. All right, you roll it out until you can see the awning tube. Once you see the awning tube, big metal tube that runs from awning arm to awning arm, you'll know you're all the way out. You have lights. Let me see down here. Whoops. You can see that turned on your LED strip also. Now this, while I'm standing here, this table collapses down. You're just going to push this to the right, and then you fold it at the hinges, and you'll set it there. It should be down during traveling because it's big and heavy, and if it bounces around, it can break a window or cause some damage. So you always put it down on the cleats when you're traveling. Okay. You have a Murphy bed, which is pretty simple. You're just going to jackknife it flat by grabbing it here, like so. Then you're going to undo the latches, like that. Looks like someone's got the other one already undone, so I just have to do this one. You're going to pull it down, like so. Let it come down. Let me hold on to this here so I don't drop it. There we go. I'm doing this one-handed here, so bear with me, please. And you have it like so. To release it, you're going to use this here. You pull out on this to release the latch that keeps it in place. Then you're going to lift it. Like I said, I'm doing it one-handed. It's normally much easier. Okay? Never try to force it up without undoing the latch. Okay. All right. So, the TV works like any other TV. It's got a swing-out bracket. It locks into place when it's closed up. You can see that there's a catch right here, and there's the other end of it's there, and it'll lock into place. The green light you see back there means the signal booster for the digital antenna's on. You always want that to be green. There's a little button on it, but you always want it on like that. Okay. The sound system is you can basically, it's an AM/FM radio, but you can play DVDs and CDs, right? You could stream off this USB. This HDMI is an in, so you can go into the system that way. And it operates like a radio. It also has Bluetooth, so you can hook up wirelessly with your phone or tablet. Okay, this thing here is the Wi-Fi Ranger. So what the Wi-Fi Ranger is a signal booster for public Wi-Fi, number one. It has two functions. That's the main function. All right, so just to understand it, this up here, it says, I'm trying to see that, for Sky 4503, that's what that's you. So when you take your phone and you go to your Wi-Fi settings, you'll see it there. That's you, right? Then if you use this IP address, you use that plus the above it, change me now 4503. That'll be your temporary password. So you log onto that page and you can see everything the Wi-Fi Ranger sees. Then you would sign on to the, let's say, the campground public Wi-Fi. It's got a great signal booster. It's got an antenna on the roof and all that. It's all on the roof, actually. And so it can really boost your signal. The idea is you would hook all your phones and tablets to this first and store the password, so it'll always log on to that automatically. And then all you have to do is log on to the public Wi-Fi when you get there by going to the IP address. All right. Make sure you change your password to something you can remember. When you turn it on, like I just did, you got to give it a minute or two to warm up before you'll see it. Okay. The refrigerator is a gas absorption refrigerator. It works on 110 AC or 12 volt DC. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Let me back up now. 110 AC or LP gas, no 12 volt. So there's the freezer. So basically there's just two buttons, on and off. That's off, that's on, obviously. You turn it on auto, right? Let me do it again. I don't know if I had the camera on. You turn it on auto. Auto means electric, so it's gonna seek out electricity. Let's say you're using this in the middle of the night. You have a power outage at the campground. It'll automatically switch over to gas for you. That's why they call it auto. But it always seeks out electricity. Now you can dedicate it to gas just by going like that. If the check light comes on, it means it didn't light. Maybe the air hadn't been pushed out of the line yet, so you just shut it off and turn it back on again, and it'll cycle through and start the next time. All right. The last thing in here is the temperature setting, which is done with this thing called a thermistor right there. You slide it up and down. You can see the cable going to it. That's the actual thermistors on the end of that. It's a cylinder. The higher you go with it, the cooler it gets in the trailer, so you're basically going to have it up all the way, almost always. Alright, so the range top, you're just going to spark it. I think I turned the gas on, I hope. Maybe not though. I guess I did not. Anyway, you're just going to push it like that and it'll light. It's very simple. The oven's the same way. You're going to go to, first of all, there's a pilot light way back there, on the bottom, way back there, right? So you're going to go to pilot, then you depress it and you hold it. Then you're going to spark it until the pilot light down there lights. When it lights, you hold this for another 10 seconds, you're still depressing it. You hold it for another 10 seconds till it heats up, then you go to whatever operating temperature you want. It'll cycle on and off like a regular oven, but when you go off, the flame obviously goes off, but so does the pilot light, so you have to relight the pilot light each time. While we're down here, this is the power converter. This converts 110 AC down to 12 volts DC. You see you got regular household circuit breakers on this side. I'm just cleaning some foam that came out of somewhere. Okay, so excuse me. So you got regular household circuit breakers here, and they're all labeled. Some things have to be AC power, like the air conditioner or the microwave. Then it converts it to 12 volt DC here. You see you got regular automotive fuses. If those fuses ever blow, you'll be able to see it light up through this tinted plastic here, so you'll know. Also, this is a battery tender, so it'll sense how much energy your battery needs, and it will charge it accordingly. It'll trickle a couple amps if it's charged, or as many as it needs if it's discharged. You have to be plugged in, obviously, to use this, but it will keep your battery charged up. Okay, that's your grill in the box there. That's an extension for your countertop. You can see the tabs there, and it hooks right on here. Okay. Alright, so your thermostat. It's an analog thermostat. It's very simple. You go all the way to the right for heat, all the way to the left for cool. And fan is just the air conditioner running without the compressor, so it just circulates air. Alright. All the lights have a button in the middle of it, if you can see the button. Okay. Okay, sink and shower work like any other sink and shower. The toilet is the only thing you have to remember about it is you can't use it dry and without chemicals. So there's going to be a foot pedal here on the side. Use to flush it. That's residual water there. So basically, that goes straight down to the black tank. So what you're going to do is you're going to, pull in the campsite, plug in your trailer, hook up the water. You'll come in here, take your chemical, whichever chemical you use. You'll put a dose right there. You'll step on the pedal, water will be swirling out, and you'll put about a gallon or so in there. There's no way to tell with the monitor panel what a gallon is. You just have to get used to doing it. You get an idea. The bottom line is you got to have water in there to start and chemical. Okay. This GFCI here, under this, on the vanity cabinet, all the plugs in the trailer are wired through this one. So if it pops, you're using a coffee pot outside and it pops, you're going to reset it there. All right. I think we've gone through the whole darn trailer. Yes, sirree. Let's see. The microwave works like any other microwave. I told you about the range hood. There's the fan. You want to open the baffle outside. Light. Make sure this is closed when you're traveling, because it'll break if not. Okay. All right. There's a charging station here, just so you know, for USB. All right, let me walk through it one more time for you, because I don't want to forget anything. The reason this panel is out right here, there, he must have left it out, so to show you, let me see why he did that. Well, we're going to put it back in anyway. We're still in prep mode here, so it still has water in the tanks and things like that. So I think he was probably just still doing the inspection on it. So, okay. Remember what I told you about winterizing. You can't get antifreeze into the water heater, so you have to do a little research and learn how to operate the valves. And you draw the antifreeze from that port on the outside by the city water. But you have to, there's a valve inside the trailer by the water pump that you can select that port or the fresh water tank. So when you're winterizing, you're obviously going to select that and draw the antifreeze in through there. After that's done, you'll switch it so it's in camping mode, in the sense that it'll automatically draw from your fresh water tank when you run the pump. That way you don't have to do it later on. Okay. Also the antenna, it doesn't go up and down. It just rotates, but you can fine tune it. All the air conditioning comes out of the ceiling, and the heat comes out of the floor vents, or the lower vents. So, alright, I think that's it. We're getting close. These are the monitors for your tanks and your battery. Your battery's charged. Fresh water has a third in it. You can see there's 2 LEDs lit up. Black tank is empty. As it fills, it'll light up 1/3 increments till it's full. Gray tank is empty, so we're in the process there. Like I told you, this is the water pump here. This is how you light your gas heater, water heater, and this is to light the electric. Remember, there's another switch outside for the electric. Never run the water heater without water in it. You always have to make sure it's full. All right, you fill it out just by turning on the hot water, and it'll, if it's empty, it'll start blowing out air. Then it'll blow out air and water mixture. Pretty soon it'll get to solid water. When solid water is coming out, you know it's full. Okay, and that's it. Okay, thanks. This is Carl from National RV, and thanks for purchasing a trailer from us, and goodbye.